Don't wanna be an American idiot. Don't want a nation under the new mania. Ooh, welcome to a new kind of tension. All across the alien, the ones who are meant to follow. For that's enough to argue. Woman beyond the friendly America. Coming round across the alleyway. Coming at you on the count of 1, 2. Hey, 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 hey. Suicide commando that your mama talked about. With an angel face and a taste for suicidal. Alright, enough about this. Enough about the shitty album. We're gonna look at a fucking great album. We're looking at a great Green Day album today. Hello everyone. Holy, it's been a minute, hasn't it? Yes, I know. The uploads have kind of slowed down a bit. Pretty busy time in my life, I will say. And I've gotten a little lazy, so, you know, it's best to be honest, you know? It's best to be honest. I'll try to get most of the uploads I wanted to get out of the year soon. We are in the, like, final couple months of the year, so, yeah, it could be crunch time, could not be crunch time, who knows. But I hope to get all the important videos out of the way. If you might have known by now, hopefully editor me locked in and uploaded it, but I did have a video out, a ramble about 2015, what stuff was like a decade ago. Now we are starting the trend of looking at stuff from half a decade ago, meaning the 2020s. And yeah, the 2020s were a pretty interesting year, weren't they? Hopefully I plan to get that ramble out soon, but knowing how long I rambled for a decade ago, I'm probably going to condense that video a lot, because my god, I should not be rambling for like 4+ hours. Anyway, but we are back with God's favorite band, Green Day. We looked at Dookie, not necessarily because it was like a 2024 anniversary edition re-listen. It was part of the friendly request. This one, however, is going to be a part of the half a decade re-listen sector of my channel, because for those who may remember or want to forget, in 2020 they released an album called Father of All, and if you can see by this lovely album cover art, you can tell there's something underneath there, something that bad word, and it does kind of look like a very offshoot brand of the American Idiot cover. I'm assuming that was intentional, but let me just tell you, from what I remember, from the very few songs I've actually picked out when it released, holy, okay, yeah, so I haven't listened to this album fully. I never planned to, because all I've heard about it was that it fucking sucked. And after listening to Father of All like a while back, I was like, yeah, there's no way this album can be top tier Green Day, I'd say. But I haven't listened to it fully. I haven't heard every single song on here, so who knows, maybe we can find some diamonds in this pile of shit. I don't know, maybe it's not all shit. Who knows. I think the most I've talked about this album so far is through my Van Weezer video, because that was around the time where most of the Father of All lore came around, because they had this whole like hella mega tour, Weezer, Green Day, and Fall Out Boy. What a trio that is. They had that tour coming up, then the pandemic kind of messed everything up, and I'm pretty sure they still went on tour together, but like after the fact. And yeah, here we are. It's 2019, 2020. I'm in high school and I listened to Father of All during class, and I'm like, wow, this is different. Oh, how naive my high school brain was. But yeah, ever since then the reviews have not been kind to this album, and I'm pretty sure some people even theorize that this album was a way to get out of their contract. I don't know, but I mentioned this in my Dookie video, but like Dookie is a really great album. I liked American Idiot, but it's been a while since I've gone through it fully before. I listened, what was the other one? Pretty sure I heard, yeah, I went through Kaplunk. I've pretty much been an early Green Day listener. Everything past Dookie has been shaky, to say the less. Like, I don't know, you'll see some stuff I like from, was it Uno? Golly. Yeah, I don't know. Where's Fuck Time? Fuck Time. I know Fuck Time. So yeah, Insomniac through American Idiot, shaky. American Idiot through nowadays is still shaky. I haven't touched Saviors. So yeah, I'm not a big, huge Green Day connoisseur, but from the albums I have heard so far, I do like a lot of that. But anyone in this sphere should probably know that Green Day has changed it up a bit here and there since. I'll just say it's going to be a very jarring switch up from the early 90s stuff to 2020. Living through that year, anyone would probably devolve, but that's a topic for another day and another video, because we should probably get into this. Holy crap, I've been losing my ways. I totally forgot we need the Genius lore. But before we get into the Genius lore on this album, I cannot in good faith go through this album without mentioning the billboard. If you saw the roll up for this album, you know about the billboard. Here it is. Everyone read it with me now. No features, no Swedish songwriters, no trap beats, 100% pure, uncut rock. Green Day, Father of All, out now. God, I remember seeing that in the Fantano review for this album, and God, how poorly it's aged since. It's only been 5 years and it's aged poorly. Isn't this the great... Golly, this stinks. This just screams middle-aged men. Can't believe I used to abide by this gospel for a minute. God, I was an idiot. Anyway, now we can go into our lore. Father of All describes a narrator not giving a fuck. He's in the middle of a chaotic world where everyone is causing riots and fighting. Contrasting the previous Green Day lyrics, the song has no direct political statement. Instead, it shows the band playing haywire punk to bring back the balls to rock and roll. Oh god. The verses of the song also present a new vocal style for Armstrong, pitching a higher falsetto voice. Yep, if we know anything from the freaking first single. It's the first single since Green Day's Back in the USA from God's Favorite Band, and was released along with Fall Out Boy's and Weezer's new single, Dear Future Self, Hands Up, and The End of the Game, respectively, for the announcement of their collaboration on the Hella Mega Tour. A tour I've already mentioned with Van Weezer, so we don't have to go through it. Oh shoot, this is the... oh, whoops. That was the lore for the track Father of All, not the album. Whoops. God, this is going great. Father of All motherfuckers, often shortened to Father of All, as a G-rated title for media and promotion, Green Day's 13th studio album comes after the critically acclaimed 2016 Revolution Radio. Lyrically, according to Armstrong, the record holds no specific theme. It's a conglomerate mess of not giving a fuck. That's a great way to promote your album, I guess. The first single, Father of All, a great song, was released on September 10th, 2019. Holy, I was in high school during that. As I've mentioned already, alongside with the announcement of the Hella Mega Tour, Fall Out Boy, Weezer, blah 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 blah. The album was originally believed to be a fuck you to Warner Music and Reprise, the labels Green Day have signed to for several years since their breakout album Dookie. Apparently they had one last album in their contract, so they decided to release this record, a 26-minute exit statement, since an album is considered an LP when it's over 25 minutes, with only 10 tracks, and then release something else on their own. This all started after several leaks and snipped apparently showed Green Day in the studio recording an album titled Magnum Opus of the Inglorious Kind. This was actually a prank made by the band Panicland. Jesus Christ. The second single, Fire Ready Aim, which debuted on October 10th, sees the band's entrance into a 2-year partnership contract with the NHL. Shout out to hockey. The third single, Oh Yeah, I think I heard this, which originally titled Bulletproof Backpack, released January 16th. That was okay. I shouldn't be looking at these comments already. Anyway, let's figure this out for ourselves. As you can see, they have mentioned the theory about how it was an exit album for their way to get out of a contract dispute, which we can get into later if I remember the topic. But I've rambled long enough. It's time to finally see what the mess is all about. No Swedish songwriters. God, isn't this such a fucking good album cover? Father of All, Green Day, February 7th, 2020. 10 songs, 26 minutes, 16 seconds. Track number 1, Father of All. Come on, honey. Count your living inside of us. So hysterical. Yeah, dude, turn this shit up. Turn this shit up, dude. Fuck you! Fuck the establishment, man! Yo, Marvel Rivals reference? What's so funny? Wow, what a way to usher in your new album, right? God. Like I mentioned before, I have listened to this like slightly. I mentioned it before in the Weezer video, but anyway. You know, it's catchy, but God, is this so offensive. Has Billy ever done this falsetto voice before Father of All? Has he like dabbled in this style beforehand, or like is this like completely new for is this like completely new for fans? In an interview with Playboy, Billy Joe Armstrong commented on how he thought about "Fuck Donald Trump" for a title. The song "Father of All Motherfuckers" is about how it currently feels to live in America with all the hysteria and paranoia. What is currently happening to us is yeah, it's so depressing. I can't even speak. Depressing, and in the long run, toxic to living together. But simply making a song called "Fuck Donald Trump" would not have been new, even if these words reflect our stance. And it was also too obvious. Wow, actually, maybe this might be the best age Green Day song ever. Yeah, yeah, what a way to start off your album, guys. What a way. Yeah, sure, I mean, maybe there's topics to have about paranoia, depression, and whatnot, but my God, is this put in a way that's very jarring. Very jarring. Actually, I don't even think I've seen the music video for this. It's been so jarring. Let's see it. Okay, you know, could have been worse. Yeah, it's like offensive yet inoffensive at the same time. Cool, you don't give a fuck. It's like, this is balls. This is rock and roll balls, man. Ugh. Anyway, it's time to move on, because I've already heard this song way too many times. One too many times. Let's see how the rest of the album shakes up. Next track. Wait, am I on shuffle? It is on shuffle. Okay. Ooh. I almost got myself. Next track, Fire Ready Aim. Pretty sure I've actually heard this track too, because it was a single. Hyperbole. Wow, dude. So kick ass, dude. Clap, fire can claps, dude. Dude, you're bringing rock back, man. This is what rock needed. This is what fucking rock sounds like, guys. Anyway, the second single off Father of All, Fire Ready Aim, is the band's entrance into a partnership with the NHL. Lyrically, it showcases the band mocking how people often act without thought. Yeah, did you make this album on impulse too? The song serves as the opening theme for the 2019 through 2020 NBCSN's Wednesday Night Hockey. The video debuted with the New Jersey Devils versus Philadelphia Flyers game on Wednesday, October 9th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBCSN. Imagine teams getting blown the fuck out. there's not really blowouts that happen in hockey, but like, anyway, imagine your team losing and then you hear this song like as they cut to commercial. If you were a Green Day hater at this time and somehow a hockey fan, yeah, you probably fucking hated your life. There's actually a time I remember, frick, what was it? It was either during the 2023 playoffs or the 2024 playoffs where like a game I was watching I had to despise, and like they were cutting a commercial and they were playing the song "What a Time to Be Alive" by Fall Out Boy off of their Stardust album, and I was like, yeah, dude, this is fucking sick. Either it was a game that I had no skin in or like a game that I despised watching, but like either way, like I think that song is funny in an ironic sense. I don't know, it does give off like happy-go-lucky vibes, but yeah, I don't know. It sounds like it's more like a guilty pleasure song out of anything. Yeah, dude, this is so new. This is so hip. This is so badass, dude. This is so non-Swedish song. I don't even get the Swedish songwriters thing, and I'm like, I've been in like hip hop for a decent minute. I don't even know what Swedish songwriters mean. Is there some lore that I don't know about? God, that billboard is so freaking funny. Anyway, golly, let's keep it running. Let's keep it running. Next track. Oh yeah.
Of angels and demons and heathens.
Yeah.
Facing the
Yeah. Why? Why?
blood on my hands in my bad education.
Fuck yeah, dude. Is a star. Got my money and I'm feeling kinda low. Oh, dude, this song needs a trap beat at this point.
Under the voice of a traitor, send a bulletproof
Yeah, running out of hope, bro. Dude, I just can't with that everybody. Everybody. And then, God, those verses. Holy. Oh my God. They just scream conservative music. This is some liberal Tom McDonald shit, dude. This sounds like something Dax would make. Like, what is this? Like, what is this? It's just so ugly and outdated. The third single off Green Day's Father of All Motherfuckers was originally titled Bulletproof Backpack. The song sees the band critiquing the state of America with its obsession with social media and takes a nod to the gun control and gun violence, primarily school shootings in the country. The title itself references the song Do You Wanna Touch Me, Oh Yeah by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, as it's sampled in the track, which marks the first time Green Day has ever sampled a song. Yeah, dude, we don't want trap beats, but you know, we'll do sampling. We'll do sampling. Yeah, fuck hip hop, am I right, guys? I know that's not what I meant, but like, what else are you supposed to say when that happens? Like, you can make political music like this. I mean, like, the message here, it's pretty agreeable. We can critique America for media control or its inability to control gun violence in America, which is, you know, a still prevalent problem here today, 5 years later. And, you know, Green Day could probably do that, you know, but like, they're doing it in such a way that is so offensive yet inoffensive yet like you're taking the piss out of it. It's like when you make a song like this and then you be like, oh yeah, we actually have a super serious messaging here within this song, and it's like, are you trying to make a trophy out of a turd? Like, if I made a song and it's fucking ass, which is probably what would happen because I haven't been practicing my songwriting ability recently, and then I have like a whole message about it. It's like, oh yeah, this is actually supposed to support minorities, you know, critique America's government, you know, fuck the system. Who the fuck's gonna listen to it still? Like, cool, like, cool, you made a shitty song about critiquing America and the government. Why would I still listen to it? There's like, oh my god, I'm losing my mind. I should not be losing my mind over fucking Father of All, but there's a bunch of other songs that are way more listenable and better than this, and they have the same messaging. And seriously, dude, in 2020, 2025 especially now, who wants to listen to a type of beat, you know? I don't know. I'm pretty sure those were all the singles. Anyway, next track. Yeah, that's the next track. A burp. Meet me on the roof. Holy dude. How many of these songs have the clapping?
I'm crawling on the dance floor today. We know your friends are crazy.
Yeah, when you're friends with Weezer and Fall Out Boy, I mean, you gotta be a little crazy. Shout out to the Cholos, dude. I know I'm pausing after every song so far just because, like, golly, it's just so jarring, but I'll try to stop. But, you know, I don't know. Do I want to talk about this album more, or do I just want to get it over with already? But anyway, yeah, it's like it's an old doo-wop sound to it. It's basically, I've mentioned this before, I'm pretty sure in the Ratitude video, but this is like commercial music. This is a song that is so fitted for a commercial that it's just so gross. It is so gross. Holy. Billy looks kind of funky here. Cool. How high is your low gonna go? Girl. Next track. I was a teenager. Okay. Trey? No. Mike is the bassist.
Freak you out, but I
Yeah, Freak Day.
I'll freak you out in the drugs.
Probably Rivers. It's most definitely Rivers.
I was a teenager, like a prince, and made me a circus.
Fuck yeah!
But I can't allow drugs.
Whoa! Haters. Let's go! Solo copying the melody. We love that shit. Are there cheers in the background? Dude, welcome back, Elton John. Betty and the Jets, Betty and the Jets. Okay, so I have a positive. That was probably the most tolerable track so far. Of course, there's still like some wackiness here and there, but so far it's not as piss poor as the last few tracks. So there's that. If this was on, I think it'd be like a lower cutting room floor track off of American Idiot. Maybe, I don't know. Could be something you'd hear prior to Father of All. Don't know. At least it doesn't have Billy doing a complete falsetto voice, so I don't think it was even on here for this whole track. So maybe that's the sauce. What'll happen for the rest of the album? Don't know. But next track, Stab You in the Heart. Oh, my heart's already been stabbed, crushed, and spat on. Yo, is this fuck time? Well, actually, you know, this is probably Achy Breaky Heart, because don't they have the same type of flow to it? Or am I tripping? Is it because it's... Holy... Yeah, dude, nothing screams pure, uncut rock like Billy Ray Cyrus, am I right, guys? I mean, there's aggression in the voice, you know. Oh baby, baby, it's fuck time. There's nothing else to say. Hey, the solo's kind of cool. Since. Ow! Wow, okay. We got some aggression in this album. Kudos. Snaps for you, Green Day. And then look here, who would have guessed? Stab You in the Heart is a fast rock and roll inspired track featuring an angry narrator who's ready to kill his wife after discovering her infidelity. It sees Green Day getting inspiration from Little Richard's famous 50 track, Tutti Frutti. The track is quite reminiscent of Green Day's Dose from the 2012 trilogy, as the same guitar riff was used in Fuck Time. Bang! Here we go! The greatest Green Day song ever, Fuck Time. I actually do kind of like that track, it's kind of fun, but I mean, I guess this is kind of fun too. I mean, the guitar solo was kind of solid. I do like the aggression, I guess. So, you know, I'll give credit where credit is due, I guess. We got two tolerable tracks. Let's go. Of course, I was a teenager, dude. Fuck school. I'm too cool for school. Type shit. Next track, Sugar Youth. Oh, wait. I've heard this track. Shout out to El Horso. He doesn't want to be Romeo. And we're back with the clapping. He doesn't want to be a Romeo, man. Cool. Next track, Junkies on a High. Welcome back, Arctic Monkeys.
Don't bang, don't fall. I smash my fingers in the tragedy. I think the next one could. Junkies on a high, dumb it down, suck it up.
Dumb it down. Dumb it down. Dude, this is like high IQ shit you need to understand.
My pride is my pornography.
Fuck yeah, dude. We are all on drugs, yeah. Oh yeah. Wow, what a cool song about drugs. I'm pretty sure there was a song on Dookie that does mention getting high. I don't know if that was the vocal point of it, but well, there's definitely been multiple tracks where Green Day talks about, you know, jerking off or getting high on Dookie, and they were actually pretty interesting tracks. This one was very slow, methodical, but pretty boring. This just feels so nothing. Billy Joe Armstrong called Junkies on a High experimental, inspired by T-Rex and gorillas. He also talks about how it reflects on isolation and escapism. See, like, I mean, like, he wants to talk about all these things that I'm totally fine with him talking about. It's just he's doing it in such a very uninteresting and boring way. Like, holy shit. Like, there's a couple riffs here and there and a drum beat that's pretty catchy and groovable too, but like, other than that, it kind of just falls off right after. But I guess that's just the father of all process. Next track, second to last track, Take the Money and Crawl. That might just describe their whole process with this contract dispute. Dude, we in the Wild West? Wow, calm down, buddy. That's what happens when there's no Swedish songwriters. You gotta swear this shit out. Fuck yeah, dude. We all want to suck Billy's cock. Oh, look at here. Well, they originally wanted to title it Art of the Deal with the Devil. And, you know, the Art of the Deal with the Devil was the working title of the song, which was actually inspired by, guess who? Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal. Holy. You know, I'm glad Green Day still is able to speak up on topics like, you know, critiquing our current administration, not liking them, pushing back against them, and also stuff like mentioning Palestine. You know, they've had a bit of activism on their concerts, which, you know, I'm glad there's like at least a somewhat popular band doing this type of, you know, messaging out there for their fans or for the public and whatnot. But like, a part of me is so glad that stuff like this wasn't made super obvious against a certain crowd, because like it feels so ineffective in a way where it's just like, how do you get behind this? How do you get behind this? I can agree with what you're saying, you know, and the thoughts behind creating this, but like when you're executing it in a way that's just so shitty, it's like, why even bother? Like, a part of me wants to believe in the fact that this isn't even the true messaging behind the song, because like it's so bland. It's like you could really put this on any other meaning. Shit, for all we know, Green Day could have just wrote this about fucking OnlyFans models and being chained up like a dog. Fuck if I know. Thanks, Green Day, for making it more generalized. Anyway, next track, Graffitia. And we're ending it off with our lovely beat. Okay, well, I will say that was also another tolerable track, and actually there is a decent messaging here that talks about Rust Belt factories getting closed down, and also about, you know, black kids being shot in Chicago due to police and their prejudice. So, you know, there's a messaging here that's not offensive to the ears or the listener. So I can call this a tolerable track, and also a, I guess, decent way to end off the album. But my god, it really took us this long to get another half decent track. Not entirely against this track, but there's still a bunch of elements in here that are very questionable. Like the beginning, I don't know why this album was full of the beats. Like, okay, dude. Okay, but yeah, my goodness, guys, we did it. Well, I did it. I don't know about you guys. You guys probably muted the video by now. But that was Green Day's "Father of All." Yeah, this sucked. This sucked. I guess we'll talk about the theory, or is it still a theory, or did they actually confirm this? But like, anyway, I'm too lazy, and I don't care enough to confirm it for everyone, so hopefully someone can comment about it. But if this theory is true, that they used this album to get out of their contract with Reprise or whoever, like, I don't know. It's still horrible. It's still horrible. Like, even if you want to like listen to this in the ironic, satirical sense, it's like, I don't know. It's just so hard to even when I did listen to it in like the ironic sense, it's just so difficult to listen to. I don't know why they did this. I guess if this is true, this is their form of protesting, like, good for them, but it still sucks to listen to. Billy's falsetto voice, which, you know, good for him for trying. The fucking god dad rock beats, the old head type of aesthetic what they're going for here. It's just what makes this so important to the revival of rock and roll. Is this really what we think about how is this really what we need to save rock and roll? Like, I know that rock music has been kind of in a slump, at least mainstream wise, for a while now. Like, a lot of people are very skeptical about what our leaders in the rock sphere have been doing. From the bands that I've dabbled in for a while in the rock sphere, you know, like our Green Days, our Fall Out Boys, our Panic at the Discos, our Weezers, there's been a lot of trash. There's been a lot of trash within these bands. Unfortunately, maybe they have a large hand in this whole rock is dead sphere. Then again, who's to say that these bands are actually leading a rock music listeners playlist? I don't know. But like, for those in this sphere, Green Day is definitely one of the biggest and most mainstream rock bands, and hearing this, it does bring your questions about the genre like forefront, especially during this time. God, like, what were some rock albums released in 2020? Okay, the new Abnormal, that was a good album. Tickets to My Downfall. Okay, I'm gonna be straight up. I haven't listened to a lot of these albums, so I can't really say if like they were eating good in 2020. I know of the new Abnormal, and apparently McCartney 2. No, McCartney 3. There's that. But I guess if you want to count the Slow Rush, I don't know. Either way, whether these albums are good or not, Green Day's Father of All is not the savior that rock needed at the time, or ever. We don't need more generalized fuck the system, fuck this world type of songwriting. It sounds like something I would have written in high school, and even still, my songwriting ability is probably just as bad or slightly better. Either way, it's not about me, it's about this album. It's not good. Very offensive to anyone who has been a fan of Green Day since the 90s, I'm sure. I'm sure a bunch of 90s Green Day fans heard this album and just was baffled at what they heard. You know, bands can evolve and whatnot and change their sound, but like changing it to this is devolution. This is devolution. I don't know what made them want to do this style in 2020. I mean, I knew how fucked up the world was, but like to go and do this, to make this fucking turn into your sound, it's like, what are we doing? Oh wait, didn't what was that one album? There we go. Bring Me the Horizon, Post-Human Survival Horror. This is an album that helps you describe the current situation we were in 2020. Of course, I haven't dove deep into this in a while. I don't remember the like political statements that well, if there are any. I'm assuming there are. Like, what song? I have a feeling like a song like Obey would have to. But like, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. Just fuck all shit. This is a fuck everything type of album. Not this. Not a woo. We are all on drugs. Yeah, type of shit. Like, what? There's a bunch of messaging and, you know, thoughts behind this album that I can be like, okay, cool. That could be that could be cool. That could be cool to like be critical of everything in the world right now. But oh my god, is this executed in a way that's just taking the piss out of it? And I know I can't believe I had to compare Bring Me the Horizon and Green Day. But Bring Me the Horizon album was great when I first heard it, and I'm hearing this album in 2025, 5 years later, and it's not good. It's not good. The only thing that aged well about this is that the world still sucks. So I guess we'll give Green Day that. What was the song that Fantano said that sounded like Make Believe era Green Day? Or Make Believe era Green Day. Imagine if Green Day made Make Believe. Was it I Was a Teenager? Did YouTube fucking get rid of the transcript button? Where the fuck is it?
Then with I Was a Teenager, we basically have a ripoff of what sounds like Make Believe era Weezer. Why this is...
Wow, that is actually the song I actually tolerated. Wow. That's kind of bad. When when the song you tolerate is a ripoff of Make Believe era of Weezer, one of my least favorite Weezer albums. Yeah, I guess you can go lower than Make Believe era Weezer. So, very corny, very old head, very bad. Very bad. I just don't know what else to say about this album besides that it's bad Green Day parody of itself. And yeah, any any fan of those earlier 90s albums, yeah, be aware. Be aware. This album is not for you. It's not for any music listeners, I assume, but I guess we'll just end it there. With that being said, thank you for watching another Green Day video in the books. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. Watch my other music reactions if you want to. Watch my non-music reactions if you want to. Specifically non-Green Day stuff. Yeah. This is probably the lowest it'll go. That's all I'm gonna say. I haven't listened to everything else, but there's no way there's an album worse than this in Green Day's discography, right? This has to be the lowest of the low. Will I ever find out on video? Probably not, because I don't want to go through all of Green Day's discography, at least right now. So, yeah. I guess if I do ever listen to another Green Day album, it'll all be up from here, I'd hope. I'd hope. Any Green Day fans, let me know what you think about the greatest Green Day album of all time, Father of All. Let me know if there's anything... let me know if there's anything positive about this album, besides that I thought that some rips were kind of cool, and like one guitar solo was pretty solid, but everything else sucked. So if you can find another positive, go right ahead. If you also want to shit on this album in the comments, be my guest, because my god, 5 years later it definitely still deserves its spit. So expect more other 2020 listens as we ramp up the trend, and expect other videos too. Oh my god, this album was breaking my brain. Expect a friendly request, expect more 2020 listens, expect more maybe Weezer seconds. I haven't done that in a minute, but we shall see. But I already know what's next after this, so yeah, be on the lookout. And oh yeah, oh yeah.